Hey guys, it's been a long time, but we're back with a new LUMELLO PvP analysis for this new meta game since it got buffed too. I'm gonna go all over the ability, movements, items, strengths, weaknesses, everything you need to know about how to use LUMELLO in this new meta game for the Season 1. Its base stat got buffed and it was a very generous buff since its health went from 95 to 100, its melee defense went from 86 to 106, ranked attack went from 52 to 62, which is not significant, and ranked defense went from 81 from 96. For the ability, you always want sharp edges to weaken and threaten melee attackers for easy cheap damage. Since repugnant is not bad, but sharp edges threatens every type of physical attacker that has some contact move just going against you, so for longevity and also chipping down opponents, that's very useful. It's a very good ability. For the personality, you can go over three different personalities that I see that are very fitting, that are robust, very clumsy, clever, for a well-rounded, bulky Loomian to put on the support. But you can also go very robust or very clever, depends really on what you're trying to focus the defensive priority be on. But I personally recommend robust, very clumsy, clever. Because it's just bulky in general and its defenses aren't very far apart, so I think it's very good. Now let's go back to the set. Since you naturally, thanks to your 100 base energy stat, achieve 264 energy total, that lets you use almost any move that you want for a very long time thanks to passive energy. So I would say just focus on the defenses. You wanna be just tankier and take more hits. So that's why you can go 200 into health and then 200 and 100 into each defense that you prefer to power. Though I recommend melee defense is more important since your ability Sharp Edges threatens more to melee attackers. Now let's go to the moveset. I personally recommend LUMELLO for mainly using it to set traps since it's one of the few Loomians that has access to the three of them. You can spam barbs, depending on the team of the opponent you can decide whether it's more important to throw in poison barbs, where they not have a poison type, or icicle traps, if they are not like full of fire types. It also very much depends on what the team they have. Barbs is just in general more spammable. And for the attacking move you have two options, which are your main stab, which is Wave Breaker, and thanks to your 99 base attack stat, which is pretty good for a defensive Loomian, you just kind of use it for example magma there. That's the main reason you will carry that staff. I'll just personally recommend Baneful Bash over it because I think Baneful Bash threatening poison and also being super effective against things like Leshen, Luminami, which are super common on the metagame, Jelusa, which can set up against you, and Fiskarna, which can just make you useless by not letting you use any of your trapping moves. You can just spam that move to threaten poison and hit super effective to those things. And lastly, we'll go to the item. The item can go from three main options that I suggest. For just getting a lot more tankier, you can go heavy armor since your energy is already high enough and you don't have high energy costing moves. Heavy armor is just perfectly fine just to be a lot more tankier. Though also you could run Health Amulet or Milkshake because as you are a long stayer Loomian that tries and stay long term setting up the barbs, Health Amulet lets you recover all the chip damage being dealt for that moment. It's very useful too. And as you don't have direct recovery like the move Rejuvenate, you can perfectly just Milkshake just to keep healthy like after a strong hit and then recover. That's also a good option that I suggest. I'll leave it on you, depends on what is your team. At last, I just wanted to point out that I've used LUMELLO since the start of this new season and a team not entirely built around it but always using it. And that got me to rank 96 at the max, which is pretty decent. I mean, LUMELLO was a very helpful Loomian, although that journey that I'm just trying to get to the top 100 like at the end of the season. So let's see how well I can do. And also I'm taking into consideration any other Loomian suggestions that any one of you have for a new video. So I hope it was useful and thank you.